Hey everybody, this is Jeremy J. I'm doing another video for you guys and gals. And you'll notice that I have a new background. There's kind of this building with a moon and clouds, and I have had this plain wall behind me for a long time now since I've been doing videos, just this plain color. And so I went online and looked and looked and looked and looked for something to put behind here, and I found this picture of this gargoyle and a moon with clouds going behind it. And I'm going to actually move a little so you can see the whole picture. And the way I made the decision for this background was I browsed through quite a few pictures or posters, and I decided I would pick the one that just felt like the one, regardless of what it was. And this one stood out when I found it. I really like it. This little gargoyle off the side of a building with the moon and clouds going along. It's just kind of an interesting little picture. And so that's going to be the background to my videos now. So what's the lesson to share for you today besides this is a nice, cool background? Well, one of the main lesson I'll share with you is that when you face a fear, while you're in that fear, it becomes easier to do that thing. And the lesson for that for me is I love to do public speaking, and I love to talk to strangers in person, to just approach them and talk to them just as regular human beings. And as a single man, one of the biggest ways to stretch myself is not just to talk to strangers, but to find any kind of woman that I think is interesting and to just go right up to her and start talking to her. That's not something everyone does. As I go out and about, I don't see people doing that. You can go on YouTube and find people doing that where they show selective videos of them doing that. But it takes a lot of courage to do that. It's one of those things like public speaking where your body kind of says, well, I don't know if I should do that. But facing that fear makes it easier and easier. And it's really interesting as I face that fear and become more comfortable with it, I'm also becoming more comfortable asking for what I want at work, or being more clear and upfront about what I want at work, because I'm more comfortable speaking directly. And so any guy who's single, especially if you're young, like, gain the experience of just approaching people in person and learning to converse and even stumble through it. Like when I first started to do it, I was really nervous and didn't know what to say, so oftentimes I would just say hey, just kind of hey and nothing else. Not to the point where I can say, hey, how's it going, and strike up a conversation, which is awesome. So face your fears. They do get easier as you do it. As you face your fears over and over, they do get easier. And do it while you're afraid. Face the fear while you are afraid. And do it over and over and over, because eventually, as you face the fear while you are afraid, you won't become afraid. It just is a natural progression. As our bodies and brains get used to something, we're no longer afraid of it. And that's been true for me in my life. I used to be, when I first started to learn to swim, I was afraid of the water. As I got comfortable, I'm no longer afraid of the water. Now, that's not to say I want to get dropped in the middle of the ocean with 10-foot waves. No, I'm not interested in that, but I can go swim now because I learned to do it and got comfortable with it. So when you feel the fear, when you feel your heart beating fast and your gut clenched up and your body kind of just, what do I do? That's the right time to take the action and face the fear. Even if you stumble and fumble and make a fool of yourself, that's okay. It's totally okay. Make a fool of yourself and do it again. Do it over and over and often, and you'll become a master of that fear. You will own your fear. It's a very, very powerful place to be, to own your fear. There you go. This is Jeremy J with a new background and talking about face your fear while you're afraid. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next coaching video.